What happens when an American soldier crosses enemy lines to North Korea alone and voluntarily? Well, today, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin made the following announcement.
One of our service members who was on a tour willfully and without authorization crossed the military demarcation line. We believe that he is in DBRK custody. I'm absolutely foremost concerned about the welfare of our troop.
The soldier's identity has not yet been disclosed. The military is waiting to first notify next of kin. This man is the first known American to be detained by North Korea since Bruce Byron Lawrence. Lawrence was held for 1 month in 2018. And in 2017, American college student Otto Warmbier was arrested in North Korea. He was held for 17 months and then returned to the United States in a comatose state. The college student died shortly after arriving home in Cincinnati. Former National Security Advisor President Trump and former United States Ambassador to the United Nations John Bolton joins me. Good evening, sir. And this is sort of complicated because it sounds like, this guy went rogue, and now the United States is in the unfortunate position of trying to figure out what to do for an American citizen who goes rogue, who's in the custody of North Korea. So what would you do?
Well, if I understand correctly what the military is saying, he was being sent back to the United States for potential disciplinary proceedings after having undergone criminal proceedings in South Korea. So how he got free before he got put on an airplane, number one, is an interesting question. But the fact is, he is an American citizen. He is in North Korea, and that's trouble for him, and it's trouble for us. So two civilized countries would contact each other. We'd say this guy needs to be sent back to us, and that's what North Korea ought to do. I wouldn't bet a dime on that outcome. So I think the most immediate concern, and Secretary Austin said it, this fella has made himself a bargaining chip in North Korea's play, and their tendency would be to exchange him for something else, maybe at a pretty high price. He is in physical danger right now. You referred to Otto Warmbier, a American college student who did absolutely nothing wrong and suffered grave torture and came back in terrible shape and died. But it's still our responsibility, and I think we need to do whatever we can to get him back without making concessions to North Korea.
You say it's trouble for us. Is he in the same category in your mind? I mean, this is someone who, it appears, went rogue, basically, that he wanted to do it and wanted to go, which is that, would you put the same amount of emphasis in the same trade deal that you would for someone like Otto Warmbier, who is a college student who, he picked something up, he stole something of minimal value, and he got all the time. I mean, does the United States put the identical effort into both those men?
Well, look, if this fella said something in the next 24, 48 hours about how he hated the United States and looked forward to a long life in North Korea, I'd say, good luck, fella, and that would be the end of it. The fact is, he sounds like he didn't want to go back to the U.S. to face potential military discipline. Whatever came into his mind convinced him maybe he'd be better off in North Korea. It was a bad mistake. And, Americans make mistakes like this all the time, going too near North Korea, too near the border of Iran. They can do foolish things. Doesn't make them any less citizens or lessen our responsibility.
Japan is reporting, Japan News, that North Korea has launched another ballistic missile. Why is North Korea doing that? Just sort of saber rattling? Is it because of exercise that we've done in the region? Why is North Korea doing that?
No, they're testing. These tests, there have been a range of them in the past 6-8 months, are intended to show or to prove to them that they've got lift capability, thrust capability in their rockets to put an ICBM with a nuclear warhead on target in the United States. Now, the way they're testing is to fire them up in a very steep climb and a very steep descent, so they're not going over Japan, but you can infer from a successful test what the range would be, and I think that's what they're doing. The very fact they're testing delivery systems having, as you well know, tested 6 nuclear devices already, a lot of rumors for some time about an imminent 7th test, and now to get this deserter from the Army, which is what he appears to be, really is a gift I think they hadn't expected, and it's one reason why now the difficulty for us could be quite real.
You know, I've been there 3 times, and it always struck me, and I would talk to the people that were my minders, and they were convinced that on a Saturday night, we Americans are sitting around trying to figure out how to kill them. And I said, no, we're trying to decide whether to order pizza or Chinese food, whether to watch something on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something. I mean, they are convinced, they're so hermetically sealed that they think we really, I mean, that we citizens are training every day like they are to kill them.
Yeah, well, that comes from living in a society totally dominated by the government's propaganda. That's what they put out all the time to keep the people fired up. And, you know, we don't really know the full extent of post-COVID economic situation, social life, whether and to what extent the disease really affected the population. They have been shut up more tightly than at any prior point in their history, which is pretty tight. So the regime could be more fragile than it has been in the past. And they might worry that this fella is some kind of provocation on our side. As you say, that appears to be completely incorrect, but that won't stop some of them from worrying about it, that's for sure.
Ambassador John Bolton, thank you, sir.
Thank you.